Today I've got a really mysterious review coming up once again. This is Tiranium Internet Security or Antivirus. The product itself seems to be in confusion. Now, the setup is called Tiranium Antivirus, but if you actually boot up the product, it claims to be Tiranium Internet Security. This seems to be a very serious competitor. They have a premium version, which they're trying to sell it to you for I don't know how much. There you go. It calls itself Tiranium Internet Security, so I'll go by that name because they also have a firewall. Now, the first thing you notice about this program is that the user interface is pretty outdated, and it's basically, for me, it's just screaming out, I'm not meant for consumer use right now. I'm just in a developmental stage, and please don't use me on a production machine. But since they're actually selling out a premium version of this, so I think it should be a bit more stable. It does have a few bugs, and this user interface is terribly dated. I remember back in the day when I was installing Windows 98, and what did we have then? Something like PC Cylin, probably an older name for Trend Micro's Titanium, the new name for that is, and kind of reminds me of programs of that time. Like, this user interface is not going to work. It's not very user friendly. There is absolutely no customization as far as the antivirus features are concerned. You cannot decide what it'll do when it finds threats. No heuristics, nothing. There's not much you can change. And this claims to be a cloud-based, cloud behavioral-based antivirus product. So it will be using your internet connection quite frequently. It doesn't seem to have a very big offline database. But anyway, I will be giving it the full review treatment. So, as I've already said, the user interface is not very friendly. The only setting you can probably change are the ones in here, and even that seems to be quite buggy. Like, if I click left or right, it just goes to low or high. It doesn't ever get to normal unless I just drag it over there. And they seem to be able to block port scans, monitor your Wi-Fi connections, and they have a TCP UDP filter. So a very basic firewall should work. I don't think they have any kind of intrusion prevention. They have some kind of startup. They have a startup manager. This just opens the Windows tool, so it's nothing within the program, but they have some kind of startup monitoring, so if malicious startup entry is created, it warns you. They've got an auto update system, and this is basically all you can modify. As you see, this is the settings tab, and these are all the settings we've got, so not much at all. As far as the memory usage is concerned, this thing seems to be pretty heavy. It is pretty heavy, even excluding the high RAM usage, and it does analyze a lot of stuff. Now it wants to analyze Task Manager, very funny. It says it's supposed to take 3 to 10 seconds, but this thing can easily go on for eternity if it's not working correctly. So there you go, 109 megabytes. Varies a bit, but as you notice, there's a really high CPU usage all the time, and this is not very stable either. It shuts down, restarts sometimes. You know, it's not fully polished and ready to be sold product, but they're selling it anyway. So as far as I'm concerned, this is the free version, so I don't know if their paid version is any better. I don't think so. It probably just enables that one little setting that you have over here, web protection or something like that. And as you can see, the interface itself takes a really long time to just boot up. There you go. Loading the interface is just like loading the program from scratch, and that is a weird way of functioning. It says there's one scan running. It's not telling me anything about that. And another thing I've noticed is if you do a scan over here and you navigate to any other tab, you're not able to see the scan results anymore. So it's weird. So skipping everything about the user interface, we'll just give it a prevention and detection test to see if this product can really protect you against zero-day malware. These are fairly fresh links. We will try them out and we'll see if Tiranium can block us. The real-time protection does work. I've tested it out. And just for those of you extra cautious viewers, this is not a fake AV, period. You can trust me at least on that this is not a fake antivirus product. I would be the first person to know if it was. So now it's analyzing the file and it caught it. Okay, that's good. It's some kind of adware. Great. So again, not much to deal with here. You can just say whether it's a false positive, or you can get a list of threats. Not too many options. Let's try the next one. It does take quite a while to analyze the files that you're running, so I don't know, sometimes malware may be able to override this thing before even it can analyze it. That is one of the major drawbacks of this program. It takes a while to analyze each and every file. So you're looking at 5-second slowdown in your work process, pretty much no matter what you do. But so far, it's doing a good job. It's blocked 2 threats. This is a Trojan agent, and these detections are correct. Let's continue and try the next one. This is a zip file, so we'll have to open it. We can't, so I'm assuming Tiranium did something there. Here's another zip. And we've got a control panel item. Let's open it. And now it's being analyzed. And now it's detected once it tried to run a malicious process. So the process was detected. Heuristic, unknown malware. That's good. So it wants me to reboot the computer. I'll do that later. So this is more of a like cure. Although this is meant for prevention, it is not exactly preventing the malware. It's allowing the malware to run, and then it's analyzing it, and if it finds it to be malicious, it's removing it. So it's more of a detection and removal program, although it does it all the time, so they call it real-time protection, but it's not actually blocking the file on access. It's allowing the file to run, and then it's trying to decide whether it's malicious or not. Let's see if this one gets caught. Again, it's going to take a while. And it's blocked. I mean, this is a fairly fast computer, and this thing does appear to be slowing it down. So if you've got a dinosaur age computer, although this does look like a dinosaur age program, it's only going to work on really modern computers. And their icon, I mean I don't know what to call it, their logo looks like an alien. It's kind of neat, but I don't think it actually is justified looking at the product. It would be more suited if they had a dinosaur in there. I'd love to see that. Here's another file to deal with. As you can see, this thing is really slow to load. And it's caught this one as well. So yeah, they've got this little alien banner. It's kind of neat. I'm going to contact the developers and ask them to put a dinosaur banner there. That would be way better. Seriously. So far, it's not done bad at all. In fact, it's blocked everything. So they're using a new method, and I like that. It's just that if they could make this process a bit faster, it would be more useful for most users, I guess. The last one didn't seem to be caught. It's being analyzed. Looks like Tiranium has given no. Now it's detected. So just when you're probably thinking that, okay, this file has gone through, it pops up and it blocks it. So that's good. So it looks like Tiranium has gotten rid of everything that we threw at it. Let's see how many threats we have in quarantine. Got 5. Definitely ran more than that. And this thing lags. The user interface lags a bit too. Definitely needs a bit more programming going into that thing. And as you can see, we've got a couple of stuff running here. It's probably kind of adware-ish. I don't know. 2 process running. So I'll just do a scan with Malwarebytes and I'll be back. While Malwarebytes is loading, I decided to start the detection test. So we've got 474 items today. I'll be moving this directly over here, and let's see how the real-time protection responds and deals with these things. It does take a while to analyze everything, keep that in mind. Even when I loaded up Malwarebytes, it took this thing a long time to analyze and give Malwarebytes the permission to load. So on an everyday basis, using this product would severely increase your work time, and that is something I don't like. But apart from that, it does seem to be doing a pretty good job. Now let's see how many samples it can detect. The real time seems to be working pretty well, and we're getting some detections. So I'll be back when everything's analyzed, or when the Malwarebytes scan is complete, whichever one completes first. Some really interesting things happened, so I decided to interrupt you guys. As you can see, the file that Tiranium let through has not turned out to be very friendly. It's created a very unfriendly desktop icon. It's giving a very unfriendly alert. It seems to be saying that Tiranium is a piece of malware, and it's telling me to remove. So obviously we've got a fake AV installed on our system, and it doesn't close. Obviously it's not easy to get rid of it. This is the fake AV that's installed, and well, it's some Chinese fake AV, so I can't even understand what they're trying to say. Yeah, let's try to quit if we can. I don't even know what I'm clicking. Okay, it seems to have terminated, so maybe it's not a fake AV, who knows. Whatever that program is, I have no idea what it is because it's in Chinese. It was installed by the adware, and now it's loading up something else. So definitely not very friendly programs that have been installed on this computer, so clearly Tiranium missed deadly malware. And now the system's even slower, and it looks like this thing actually shows how many individual scans it's running. So it scans files individually, not just one scanner running through all the files. I guess that's what it's doing, but it kind of says that you've got 124 scans running or something like that. So that's very confusing for an everyday user, even to an experienced user like me. And it does slow down the computer a lot when it's scanning. I mean, this is the real-time scan, keep in mind. I'm not even doing a custom scan or anything like that. This is just the real-time guard, and it analyzes pretty much every file that you run. Even if it's a Windows file, it will have to analyze it first. So it's a resource hog. I don't think at the moment it is a great idea to use this program, but anyway, we'll give it a shot. I'll give it a full chance, and I'll be back when finally this thing completes. There is a good news and a bad news for Tiranium. Well, first the good news. So apparently Tiranium has caught and removed all the samples. So that's a full 100% detection ratio. It missed nothing. Now the bad news for Tiranium is that it's let in a notorious Chinese malware, and it's just installed so much junk on this system, 290 pieces of crap. And as you can see, there's lots of stuff on my desktop. We've got some kind of fake AV installed. It's not quite as dangerous as the other ones, but it is still fairly malicious. And you know, just that one file that it missed has completely wreaked havoc in this entire system. But apart from that, it seems to have done very well. Now, just to check whether or not they're bluffing, because this detection rate is really high. So just to do a little reality check, I've got more samples. So here I've got again 165 items. They're completely from a different source, so if they're bluffing, it shouldn't be able to catch anything at all out of this. So we'll check the detection rate on these samples, and then we'll conclude about how this new product did. So we'll do a scan, and I'll be right back. What a pleasant surprise. Tiranium has once again proved itself by catching every single file in my second sample, which is also fairly new. So quite clearly, this is a very good product. Their cloud-based analysis seems to be working very well, and they do seem to be catching a lot of threats. Having said that, their advertising is quite annoying, as you can see, and also it is fairly heavy, and it can also be quite buggy sometimes. So I wouldn't yet recommend using this in your main production machine, as this is supposed to be your primary anti-malware protection. So I would still recommend more testing on this. If you're a tester, I would highly recommend check this thing out. It seems to be pretty good. Their cloud analysis does take a while, but it's worth the wait, I guess. And ultimately, if they could make it lighter, more user-friendly, I can definitely see this product doing very well in the future. So for now, I wouldn't be giving a very clear recommendation as to whether or not you should be using this product, but it seems to be doing well. Let's wait for more results to come, and I doubt it if I'm the first reviewer to say that this is a good product. I think it has done well in other reviews as well. And they're using behavioral based technology, so it's definitely one for the future. So you never know, this could be the future of anti-malware protection. At the moment it may be slow, but they might speed up the process and make it much more useful. So I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little test. I will see you guys in the next P-Security channel episode. Till then, there's plenty to think about, I guess. So have a nice day, and I'll talk to you later.